All right, this is your boy Taco Burger with Taco Burger News, your main source for tacos and news and burgers. So let's go ahead and talk about the Game of the Year debate. All right, so just to go over the six nominees, we have Clair Obscur Expedition 33. This is a front runner. It leads all nominations, 13 total, but its best independent game nomination is highly debated due to its massive scope and budget, making it the top contender to win. Death Stranding 2 on the Beach is number 2, brought to you by Kojima Productions. So this is a AAA narrative, and Hideo Kojima's sequel doubles down on cinematic scale, unique traversal mechanics, and dense polarizing storytelling. So those two games are actually pretty huge additions to have here. I think both of them will, stand a pretty good chance so far. We also have Donkey Kong Bananza. This one's brought to you by Nintendo, and this is highly polished and charming, but its inclusion in the Game of the Year over major AAA titles is called a joke and rigged by some large streamers. So, a lot of people don't think this is a real deal. Now, being one who played Donkey Kong Country, I do have a lot of reverence for the Donkey Kong series. I did not play Donkey Kong 64, any of the 3D iterations, because it was always a 3D game. It just had a little bit more charm on the Super Nintendo to me. But anyway, maybe it might deserve to be there, maybe not. We also have at number 4, Hades 2. Now, this is a highly anticipated indie sequel, and it builds on the perfect roguelike loop with a new protagonist, deeper systems, and mythological focus. A favorite among critics and a strong contender. Now, I hadn't played Hades 2, but I did play Hades, and I really enjoyed that. So to hear there's a Hades 2, I might have to give that a try, and also I'm glad that it's on the list. Another indie game up here. We have Hollow Knight Silksong, brought to you by Team Cherry. Now this one is a mythical release here. We got a sequel years in the making. It refines the beloved Metroidvania formula with hyper precise platforming and combat. Its nomination confirms it lived up to years of industry-wide hype. So yeah, I mean, who's really mad at it? We already know that this game is doing well, and it might be, it's definitely a difficult thing to really call who's going to win this so far. And also we have Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. This is brought to you by Warhorse Studios Deep Silver. And this is an ambitious simulation heavy sequel focusing on historical accuracy in the 15th century Bohemia. It appeals to players who value deep systems and uncompromising medieval realism over fantasy. Nothing much to say here. This is definitely one of those good, solid, historical, accurate games. And they're not really trying to focus too much on fantasy, so no spell casting here. Just good old classic combat. Now, here's some things that should have made it. And these were games that were nominated in other categories, but they were snubbed for Game of the Year. Silent Hill F. That was nominated for narrative audio, but missed Game of the Year. Ghost of Yōtei. Tons of nominations, but missed Game of the Year. And Arc Raiders, which missed Game of the Year. So there was this AI voice controversy that might have hurt it. Me personally, I played a lot of the game, and I guess some of the little call outs that you use and something to where they were AI generated voices and not done by real actors. Now, from a standpoint of whether that really hurt the game or not, and we don't really know. I mean, I guess I don't really know the depth of how far the AI voice thing was used. If it was used for the whole game, then yeah, that might be a little shameful there. I mean, I played Arc Raiders. I really enjoyed it. I think we were just really talking about Game of the Year and gameplay. I think it's definitely a refreshing thing to have to play and an interesting contender. It would have been nice to see that up there. So let's talk about the battle between indie versus AAA. The 3 major indie games nominated is Hades 2, Silksong, and Clair Obscur. Is the industry finally rewarding smaller teams, or is Clair Obscur's nomination a debatable win given its huge investment marketing? Is Death Stranding 2 the only real AAA contender? So yeah, I mean, I always said that indie games are just really kind of shining That's what I've always said as of recently. I've been really just falling in love with them and have been over the last couple of years. Really, ever since 360, the Xbox 360, I've noticed that indie games have always kind of just been just really fun to me. So to finally see them getting some love and being positioned in such a way at the game of the years is definitely exciting for me. So who do I predict will win? Just based off of what I heard, ooh, that's a tough one. Let's just go over some of these people here. Let's just make my suggestion here. So I'm thinking out of the two that I'm looking at here, I'm gonna give my two bets on who's gonna get Game of the Year. Okay, for me, I feel like Clair Obscur is gonna be one of the possibilities. But my strongest bet would be Hollow Knight Silksong. My reason for Clair Obscur is just I never really seen like a RPG just kind of take off out of nowhere like that, being an indie title. Like, you know, you'll have certain titles that do well and they get a little bit of a hand clap. But Clair Obscur just really been killing it. You know, I've heard a lot about it. Had not gotten a chance to play it, but when I do, I'm pretty sure I won't be disappointed. And Hollow Knight Silksong, yeah, I mean, that just seems like almost like the safest bet to me. It was waited for years. It came out. Everybody's loving it. Of course, there's a little bit of debate with the difficulty, but they quickly put out a few nerfs, a few patches, and it's still a good game. You know, still a good game. It does it well. So we'll see which one of those, if none of those or one of those wins, we'll see. Hopefully I'm right. But what are your bets? Drop your two bets in the comments. You know, if you just have one bet, drop your one bet. But the maximum is two bets in the comments. I want to see who's right. You know, we'll go back to the comments and maybe we'll do a little shout out for who nailed it. You know, just on the next video, see who got it right. Are the individuals who are able to guess? I'm pretty sure I got some smart viewers. I'm pretty sure a few of y'all already know what's up or have a bigger pulse on the situation than I do. At any rate, this has been your boy Taco Burger. We are trying to get to 500 subscribers, so don't forget to like and subscribe at the video. Liking it will help it move up the charts. Subscribing it will help me move, period. It's just a good motivation point. It also helps me reach my goal. So I really do appreciate you guys for watching. Taco Burger out.